You read that title right. We are actually covering the Even Stevens movie. It's not a lie. We haven't, unlike how we've been lying to you for the past, month and a half.
Month. When we covered You Wish, we're like, oh my God, we're going to see AJ Trouth. Is that his name?
Yeah.
We're going to see him 2 episodes in a row, and we just lied.
We just completely lied. We, in fact, could say, gotcha. And that you and your whole family got faked out.
Bring out Uncle Joey. We got ya.
Let's bring it back down. Let's take a look at how we did this. So, as you can see, what we did to be able to fool you guys is lie.
We lied.
And by lying, we completely fooled you. And look at your faces.
This show is so over.
Yeah, y'all are idiots. Get wrecked by the DCOM Duo podcast. Please don't click off.
Yeah, no, stick around for the whole episode so we can finally spin the wheel earnestly again.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gonna be a riot.
It's crazy. Or did we rig it again? You'll have to see.
I'll have to find out. This episode on the DCOM Duo. Dream Vacation. Welcome, everybody, to the DCOM Duo podcast.
I'm Benji.
I'm Kelsey.
We're the DCOM Duo
podcast.
Huzzah.
Without a guest this time. It's been a while.
Yeah, we're not the DCOM Duo trio now. We're just the DCOM Duo.
We are the DCOM Duo.
Yeah.
The duo?
The duo. This is why we have so many viewers.
Exactly.
Today we're talking about the Even Stevens movie.
Yeah, a movie based on the show Even Stevens.
Yeah. Disclaimer alert. Neither Kelsey nor I really are that familiar with Even Stevens.
No, definitely.
You're more familiar than I am.
Yeah, I definitely knew this show existed as a kid. I feel like I was just too young to retain anything from it. I never watched it at an age I was old enough to understand it, you know? So I really went into this movie blind, other than oh yeah, this was a show that exists. And it always just confused me because I'm like, is his name Steven?
Yes.
The last name is Stevens.
Yeah.
Even Steven.
I never watched Even Stevens as a kid. I have very little memories. I think I vaguely knew the show existed as a title. If someone had said, what channel is Even Stevens on? I think there's a 50% chance I would have said Disney if you asked my 10-year-old self.
Okay.
Well, that's as much as I probably could say about it.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't realize Shia LaBeouf was on the Disney Channel until I was in high school and looking into his career a bit post Just Do It meme, everything going on with him and all the craziness.
Yeah, I knew the show existed. I knew it was Shia LaBeouf because he was in Holes, and that also played on Disney Channel.
But the thing is, it's not a Disney Channel movie.
Yeah, it just would air on Disney Channel, so that's close enough to me. And then he was in Transformers, and that's where I feel like I really knew Shia LaBeouf. I'm he's in Transformers. Yeah.
But it's this movie, complete theoretical blind, the show, complete theoretical blind spot for me within here.
Yeah.
And for a while I would be oh, Chrissy Carlson Romano, that's the girl that plays Kim Possible. I wouldn't think anything about Ren from Even Stevens.
Or what about Cadet Kelly? Nothing?
Nothing. I knew Cadet Kelly existed.
Yeah, but that's so Hilary Duff.
But even that, the whole Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens era of Disney is the exact era before anyone in my family really paid attention.
I watched some Lizzie McGuire and had memories of that, and I didn't really watch Even Stevens. I love That's So Raven. I watched a lot of That's So Raven. And that was all around the same time. It's crazy. Shia LaBeouf, this is the third DCOM we're covering with him. The third and final.
He really is a Disney Channel tried and true star.
Yeah. What's your favorite Shia LaBeouf DCOM?
Probably Hounded.
It's gotta be Hounded, right? I think it's the best of the three.
Yeah. He's in that one the least, but he's a funny role within there.
He's the villain.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Yeah. There's a lot to say about Shia for sure within, but...
Yeah, I feel like Well, knowing the show would have helped us like this movie more,
Talking
probably.
about show movies are so weird, especially like both when we know the show and when we don't, because they're a different thing.
Yeah, they
Like
really are.
they're the goal for each of these show movies are different than what the goal for most of the original films are.
Right, because if you're just judge this as a movie, it's like, I don't even know these people. You just jump right in. It's because since it's based on a show, you're supposed to go in with the understanding of we already know these characters. We don't have to spend time introducing them, um, like really talking about their character motivations. Maybe for that movie specific plot you do, but like, you know,
Yeah, it's weird to go into something where you're assumed knowledge going in, and we don't
yeah,
have that, so we have to judge within that. But I mean, there's been a wide range of quality of show-based movies, both on ones that we do know the context going in. We
yeah.
hated Sweet Life
Oh
movie.
my God, yeah.
We love Phineas and Ferb movie
Right,
across
we
second
know the
generation.
context in that one.
And those are like we both
Wizards
knew
is
the
fun.
context well enough for all of that. The
Yeah,
Wizards in the middle of that versus like the shows that we don't know. We're kind of positive on Jet Jackson and on Big City Greens.
yeah.
This movie we're mixed on within.
Yeah, this one is just kind of like lower, but it's not the worst movie. It's not the worst DCOM I've ever
It's a
seen by
movie
any
that I
means.
wish saw. I wish the plot wasn't it from a Disney Channel because it means it takes it in a way less interesting spot than Truman Show, but like
But Survivor.
Truman Show, but everyone's in on it more than like the amount of positivity everything within here. I like Truman Show riffs. I just feel like they did this poorly because they're playing everything for gags, and that just cuts down the seriousness
Yeah.
that the whole thing is.
As a prank, I have my own complaints of how they executed it. They could have executed it way better. Maybe that's the point, is that the guy isn't actually that good at his
He's
job.
actually a bad producer. It's actually something where like we can talk about the plot of the movie. It works as a bad prank
Yeah.
in both like it's overly cruel and it's easily found out.
And they could have made it a better, more entertaining show.
Yeah. But
Even with that.
unfortunately, I would rather have seen the more entertaining, better show.
Yeah.
So,
So,
all right, I feel like
anyway.
that's a good enough preamble for everything going on. Do we have any fan mail today?
Technically, yes. Uh, from like over a week ago. Our friend Margie commented on Spotify on our You Wish episode. You know, the episode that was supposed to be before even Steven's movie. So that's why we're reading it now and pretending like the last 3 episodes didn't exist of this podcast. Um, so in the You Wish episode, we start that episode by singing 1,000 miles. And Margie commented, our friend Margie, said, unfortunately, there's no singing after a minute 19. Spoiler for the DCOM Duo fans here with the music. So thank you, Margie, for the fan interaction.
I would appreciate it.
Yeah, and if y'all want to hear more from Margie, listen to our Radio Rebel episode.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. So yeah, if you have fan mail for us, you can comment on like Spotify or YouTube or whatever, or you can email us at the decomduo@gmail.com. Key also says subscribe. That Key is our cat. Don't question why her name is Key. It's total normal name.
It's relatively normal.
No, it's not. Without context, you're like Key, like that you put in a door. Her name is Key, as in shortened for Kiki, as in shortened for Kitty Kitty. Even her name is Mitzi, though. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to
Makes
us.
enough sense. It's a cat name.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we can get into the factos.
Yeah, Decom Duo Factos.
Trademark still pending. In fact, I forgot to submit the application.
Oh shit.
It released June 13th.
What release?
The DCOM Duo Facto.
Okay.
No, the Even Stevens movie released June 13th, 2003,
Okay.
making it the 44th DCOM
Cool.
overall. The director of this film was Sean McNamara. He notably also directed the Sweet Life movie.
Yeah, I thought his name sounded familiar, so that makes sense. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, which we don't love that movie and we don't love this movie, but we really don't love that movie.
Yeah,
This
that one
a
is
step up.
worse, but this one isn't great either.
On Even Stevens, he directed 7 episodes of the show, including getting an Emmy nom for one of those episodes. He also got a Directors Guild Award nomination for this movie.
Oh, okay.
So other people were happy with it.
Sure.
Other Disney shows that he's directed some episodes of include That's So Raven, Ant Farm, Lab Rats, Zeke and Luther, Kicking It, Phil the Future. He actually directed the pilot episode of that,
Oh,
as well as other ones.
cool.
He directed the films Bratz, and Soul Surfer.
Okay.
I remember Soul Surfer being a big deal for some reason.
That was a big deal
It was
for some
it was a
reason.
moment for the children
Yeah,
for like a month.
we were the children of that era, and we're like, wow, she
She
really
really,
surfed without an arm. Wasn't it,
yeah, she got her arm bit off by like a shark.
who's the girl from Tiger Cruise? Wasn't it her?
You think it's Tatum Panettiere? I mean, it could be. I genuinely don't know.
Yeah, let me look it up. Oh, no, it's Anna Sophia Robb. Who, she looks familiar too. She was in Bridge to Terabithia and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Because with Dixie. So she was around a lot.
She was bigger than the Disney Channel.
Yes, she was a big child actor in our childhood. So that's why I recognized her. It just wasn't from a TV. So my bad there.
Sean McNamara co-founded the notable production company Brookwell McNamara Entertainment, which did a lot of producing around the time. He's still a pretty active director to this day. That includes directing 2024's film Reagan.
Oh, damn.
Which is the second DCOM show-based DCOM facto that we've had talking about Reagan after David Henry being Reagan. So
Damn.
It's funny to me. He's also notably Christy Carlson Romano's godfather.
Damn, is she a Nepo baby?
I mean, probably.
Probably.
But Godfather is different. Could be assigned after some time. I don't know, but probably.
Well, Godfather means like friends of the parents. Parents have connections, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Real question though, why didn't Phil the Future get a movie?
I think it just wasn't popular enough of the show.
I loved that show. That show rocked.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're not the only person watching Disney Channel at the time.
I was
maybe fortunately, no, the channel would have died immediately if you were the only one watching.
I was the most important person watching. I have podcasts now.
Yeah, no one else has a podcast. This is the only one.
Certainly not Dorinda outdoing us every goddamn week.
The cast of this movie playing Louis Stevens,
yeah,
is Shia LaBeouf. We already talked about him a little bit within here.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
I'm surprised that's not defamation.
Defamation.
That's how you pronounce that word.
Defamation.
Defamation. Because let me tell you, defam, not in this Asian.
No, he was like into it.
Yeah,
he was in the music video, so he's like, actually, the song slaps.
He's had a very interesting career. On Disney Channel, he was also on True Confessions and Hounded.
Yes.
For the movies within there. Major credits he's had was Holes, which actually he filmed Holes in between the end of filming Even Stevens' The Show and right before filming the movie. So
That's crazy.
Really right in the middle of that.
Is this movie the finale?
Yes.
That's crazy. That doesn't feel like a show finale.
Yeah. I'll jump ahead and explain why.
I mean, if you want to do it later too, you can.
I think it's fine to bring this now. It brings good context for everything within here. Disney Channel, same thing happened with Jet Jackson, so you might remember that with our
that felt
here.
Way more like a finale.
Yes, but Disney Channel at the time had a soft rule, and by soft I mean they held to it, but there was nothing in code saying it from everywhere, that every show would get a maximum of 65 episodes.
Okay.
Presumably
I remember
because at that much for a kids media, A, the kids are growing out of the channel, and also B, you can just run reruns as kids programming.
Yeah.
Like reruns more than adults.
I remember you talking about this for Jet Jackson.
So yeah, it's the second time they were like, well, we want to add an episode of the show to beat this, which includes, that's why they did it within here. That rule was broken a year after this with That's So Raven when they decided to do another season of that because they thought the show was popular enough for that. Another note about this movie, before getting back into the cast, is they did at one point consider this for theatrical release.
Oh, interesting.
Because Lizzie McGuire releasing in the same year within theaters was like their successful work, stuff like that. But they thought to themselves, Lizzie McGuire's a more popular show. They don't want to try and saturate the market and cut down the potential success of Lizzie McGuire,
Uh-huh.
of everything within there, and it just wasn't big enough. So
Yeah.
it stayed as a DCOM. Lizzie McGuire movie got the extra budget, extra marketing kick, and
hmm
became a theatrical release.
And that's a much better movie. So
Yeah. So, I mean, I've not actually seen Lizzie McGuire movie.
that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. Well, I mean,
I
it was
never watched
way
the show
more.
either.
It was way more like
I
advertised
watched
for
more.
girls.
Yeah, I watched more episodes of Lizzie McGuire than I have even Stevens, but that's probably
Yeah.
like 3-0.
Sing for me, Paolo. Maybe when we're like done with the all the regular DComs, we gotta cover Liz McGuire movie or something because like it's so iconic and it is based on a Disney Channel show. We could also do like Hannah Montana. I don't know if we're actually gonna do that, but we'll see.
Back on Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
He's also done stuff like Transformers, as we talked about, Peanut Butter
Mhm.
Falcon, Surf's Up,
Cody's me, bro.
Nymphomaniac, Indiana Jones 4, Megalopolis.
Mm.
Yeah, he's had lots of controversies through his career, lots that we can talk about within here. Since we last discussed, a documentary released about / kind of produced by him. It was like made with his discretion, a lot of things. It's called Flaws in Rec. It's about an acting collective that Shia LaBeouf led from 2018 to 2020 that dissolved due to abuse and legal troubles.
Oh.
It premiered at Cannes, so
Oh.
it was like big within that. And Shia, despite it being pretty negative towards him himself, like was involved in the production, getting it to be produced and across the finish line. So
Okay.
he's not like trying to hide behind any of all of it within here.
Interesting.
Shia LaBeouf is interesting because he is simultaneously like you have to wrap the adult version of Shia LaBeouf has to grapple with a lot of different aspects of he's still this like charismatic guy that a lot of people enjoy and is trying, I believe, earnestly to make himself into a place in the world that he can be a positive for society within that,
hmm
while still falling down issues of being essentially a raging asshole
Yeah.
in various things. This is all from armchair watching of Shia LaBeouf in media, so I really have not worked with him. I can't say too much beyond that. Just he's had a very interesting career.
Yeah. And last thing to add, he was the "just do it" meme.
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. That was him.
Mm-hmm. What a
Very
man.
important.
Playing the role of Ren Stevens is Chrissy Carlson Romano. She won multiple Young Artist Awards for Even Stevens playing Ren.
Mhm.
She was Kim Possible,
Of course.
being Kim Possible.
Of course.
She also was in Cadet Kelly.
As Jennifer Stone.
Yeah. She was, of course, in the Kim Possible animated DCOM, and she had a small cameo role in the live action one.
Yes, which we've already covered.
Well, yeah. So cool within there.
Yeah.
She's had some notable Broadway roles. She was in Parade, Beauty and the Beast, and Avenue Q.
Okay.
And most recently, more so, she's known for founding Podco, which is like a rewatch podcast hub where she just takes other former child stars or stars of typically children's television and gets them to do rewatch podcasts.
I think they also talk about their fucked up childhoods, but
Yeah. She did Even More Stevens as a podcast.
Oh.
She hosted that with Nick Spano and Stephen Anthony Lawrence, both of which were in the show.
Cool.
Stephen Anthony Lawrence's Beans, we'll talk about him shortly.
Oh, that's Beans. Gotcha.
Yeah. Cool. Playing the role of the mother of the family, Eileen Stevens, is Donna Pescow. She broke through in acting as Annette in Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
believe that's John Travolta's love interest in the film.
Nice.
So, pretty big role within there, but that's probably her biggest role she's had otherwise. She's had notable TV roles in Angie, Out of This World, and several soap operas, but
cool.
Yeah, not a ton lately, but a lot of reliable credits. Playing the role of Steve Stevens, the dad, is Tom Virtue.
Crazy, his name is Steve Stevens.
Yeah. Tom Virtue is a guy that every time I've seen his name in life, I keep thinking I know him more than I actually do.
Well, he He's in so many DCOMs, and
Yeah.
I always brought it up. Remember, I'm like, how dare you not mention Tom Virtue's small role in that DCOM every time we've covered it? Is this the last one?
I think so. He's
That's
had minor
crazy.
roles in Under Wraps, in Brink, in Horse Sense, in Miracle in Lane 2, and in Read It and Weep.
Yeah, I think this is the last we'll see of Tom Virtue. Crazy.
So that's what, 6 separate DCOMs?
Yeah, that's definitely his biggest role,
Yeah.
though. Right. Well, Read and Weep, he was the dad in that, but
But
he's
this is a
bigger in
bigger,
this.
and
Yeah.
yeah. That's why, like, we can't call him a DCOM king when he only really has one main role, one supporting role.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other ones are really just like cameos, basically.
Basically.
Other notable roles that he's had include Secret Life of the American Teenager, Green Book, and Iron Man 3.
Those are three very different movies.
Yeah, it's not range, let me tell you.
Yeah.
A lot of small credits on big projects, otherwise he's still pretty active as an actor.
Cool.
Playing the role of Donnie Stevens is Nick Spano,
The other guy on
the other guy on the podcast, yeah.
Cool.
He's not really done that much other than Even Stevens.
Mm-hmm.
Other credits that I've seen include the Nickelodeon game show Peer Pressure,
Oh.
The Young and the Restless,
Oh.
Angel, which I believe is the Buffy spin-off show,
Oh.
and Moesha, the sitcom.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing too much within that.
Oh, okay.
Playing the role of Beans, aka Bernard Orangurin.
Mm.
I wonder how many times his real name gets used in the show. It's Stephen Anthony Morris. His roles include The Cat in the Hat, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Kicking and Screaming.
Okay.
Those are films I know about.
Yeah.
And he's had quite minimal credits within the last decade.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like he kind of stopped at when he grew up, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he ever got taken too seriously as an actor within.
He's always the comic relief weirdo kid.
And it's really hard for the comic relief kid actor to grow into like a serious role, I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And there's potentially stuff to be said about that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to look at Stephen Anthony Lawrence's acting profile to see if he could kick it as a more serious actor, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. The first new I haven't been mentioning everyone being in Even Stevens necessarily.
All those people were.
All of them were. We got more as well later on. The first billed person that's not is playing the role of Miles McDermott. That's Tim Meadows.
I know that name.
Yeah. He was an SNL cast member for, at the time, like the longest amount of time anyone had been at 10 seasons long.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's been beaten since. I mean, Keenan's been on for like half the show now, but
Yeah.
he has a ton of credits for a lot of different projects. He's been in Mean Girls, Goldbergs, Peacemaker, Bob's Burgers, among a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's currently in the main cast of the CBS sitcom that premiered in 2025, DMV.
Cool.
About the DMV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Back to some people within the show. We have playing the role of Alan Twitty, AJ Trouth.
There he is.
There he is. There's our boy. There's You Wish Boy.
Yeah, he's in You Wish.
Yeah.
He got his own DCOM, and let me tell you, I feel like he's one of the better actors from this cast, and I liked him in You Wish.
It is interesting. I feel like he might be the best actor out of the actors in this film.
I mean, it's crazy saying that next to Shia LaBeouf,
but it's like Shia LaBeouf brings an interesting energy, but is he actually, how good of an actor is he compared to like delivering a part? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
He is good at holes. I can at least say that.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's been able to cover stuff within there. I'm saying for like the child actor though, setup of everything within here. I like AJ Trough's acting.
I like him, yeah.
I feel like he carries interesting performance.
Yeah, I feel like Chrissy Carlson Romano does a pretty good job too for what she's doing. Yeah.
He's done a lot of other TV. He had small recurring roles in Kim Possible, Reba, and House.
Okay.
His most recent acting credits were in the Wolfenstein video games in 2017. He also formed a band with his brothers, which made the theme song to Disney Channel's animated show American Dragon Jake Long.
Great theme song.
I don't know the theme song that well.
I can't sing it for you right now, but I remember it being good.
You remember it being a bop.
Yeah.
And that's all you need. Playing the role of Tawny Dean, who both of us did not remember having nearly as big of a role as she does in this
I didn't
movie.
even remember she existed. But in my defense, this was only the second time I've ever watched the movie.
Yeah.
So
It's Margot Harshman. She had recurring roles in The Big Bang Theory and NCIS.
mhm.
Film credits include Sorority Row, College Road Trip, Fired Up, and she actually briefly dated Shia LaBeouf while they were working on the show together.
Wow, it seemed like in this movie they were kind of love interests. So
Yeah, I bet.
wow, there was like no closure with that because the show didn't go on after this. It was just kind of like, you want to sit next to me? Okay, and that's all you get forever.
Chair plot.
Yeah,
Stupid ass chair plots.
yeah,
Why is so much of the plot of this movie just
chairs.
he likes sitting in a chair?
Yeah.
All right, now for some smaller roles within here. Playing the role of Mutai, also Jason Holt said, we're not keeping the spoiler alert of anything a surprise within here. We already mentioned it's a Truman Show's
Yeah.
is Josh Keaton. I forgot to do notes ahead of time within here, but he has done a lot of voice acting, not much in-person acting as much within here, but he was in a bunch of Spider-Man stuff, a lot of video game stuff. He was Electro in Marvel Spider-Man, the recent PlayStation one,
Oh,
PS4
cool.
one.
That's cool.
He was the adolescent Hercules in Hercules. Probably only had a couple lines within there.
In the movie?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He was in Transformer Prime. He was in Ninja Gaiden. He was in Metal Gear Solid 3. A lot of video game stuff. A lot of voice acting within there. Not a ton outside of the world of live action. So this is a kind of interesting spin-off for him within that.
Mm-hmm.
But lots of credits, still very active to this day. Again, mostly in voice acting space.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Continuing on to what I prepared. Playing the role of Tom Girovsky, that's the friend with the boat. The third friend.
The
one
friend.
that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he must be more in the show.
Is Fred Myers. He's had minimal credits outside the show, but he was on stuff like That's So Raven, Seventh Heaven, Raise Your Voice, and Dirty Deeds.
Wow, Raise Your Voice with Hilary Duff. Crazy.
Yeah. Playing the role of Lance LeBow was Dave Coulier.
Crazy seeing him here.
Yeah, he's best known for playing Uncle Joey on Full House.
Definitely.
Full House. But I mean, he was also in 13th Year, much bigger role within.
Yeah, he was the dad in 13th Year.
Yeah. That's all I really need to say within there.
Yeah.
Playing the role of Chief Tuka was Keone Young. He's also in Return to Halloween Town.
Is he the main?
He's the main villain within there. Yeah.
The father of the Sinister Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had like 300 acting credits, doing a lot of voices, a lot of Disney connections within there.
Cool.
A lot of just small projects within. He's done Deadwood, American Dragon Jake Long, G.I. Joe, among other things. And lastly, I put down, I believe he barely has a role within this film, but playing the role of Larry Beale is Eric Ty Hodges, most known in our circle for being the main boogeyman in Don't Look Under the Bed.
Yes, I know who he is now in the movie. I didn't write anything about him in my notes.
Because he really has such a minor role in the movie.
His whole role is just kind of like rooting against the Stevens family, I feel like.
Yeah, which probably makes sense for the show because he had a role within the show.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so those were some of the extra DCOM connections I wanted to call out within.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back into the fun facts. I've already talked about how, the whole film was created.
Yeah, this ends the show. I feel like this does not feel like a series finale at all.
I mean, in the last, Beans gives a report of summer vacation that says where all the characters go from here.
I guess
it feels like a movie ending more than a film ending.
But I was wondering, why are they doing, why do we need this? And I guess it is for the show. Yeah, I guess that makes sense of this is kind of where the family ends up. The end of the whole show. It's just I don't know. It feels like Wizards, it's similar to the Wizards movie because it's like a vacation movie and crazy stuff happens. But Wizards didn't end there.
No.
It kept going. Because a vacation movie, you can put anywhere in the show. It doesn't matter because it's a one-off plot.
And I think with a lot of these, what they're hoping for is you can rerun this movie at different times for people who are probably through the show and it's not going to really change anything.
Yeah.
So they don't want to end with a big difference. They don't love long form plots.
I feel like the only thing that might be from the show is I wonder if the dad not having a job was like a plot or something. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, again, we don't know, and we didn't watch even Stevens to check.
Yeah.
It's a lot of episodes. We
Mhm.
got our own stuff to watch.
Yeah.
The working title for this film was The Stevens Get Even, which I kind of would like more.
I mean, the Even Stevens movie makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. It tells everyone shit. But I think if it was The Stevens Get Even and they leaned more into the third act plot of like them pranking the prank show,
They made that longer, you think?
if they then even made that more like clearly what the plot was going on rather than the shenanigans of the show winning over them,
Mhm.
that I think is a more interesting plot than what they have.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, this was partially filmed in Hawaii.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You want to hear the Disney Plus description?
Yeah, oh my god. I love the way it starts.
Yeah. Kelsey's favorite takeaway from this movie is the random song at the end of the movie called
Dream Vacation.
Yeah. Dream Vacation. Dream On. Ren, Chrissy Carlson Romano, and Lewis, Shia LaBeouf, and the entire Stevens family battle ferocious squirrels, angry natives, and one another on a surprise adventure of a lifetime. Out of the blue, the Stevens win an all-expense paid trip to a secluded hideaway on the sunny Isle of Mandalino. Just what they need, just what they need to get away from everyday stress. Unfortunately, their too good to be true week in paradise has been set up by a new extreme reality television series. And in a quest for blockbuster ratings, the show's unscrupulous host will try to turn the family's dream vacation into a savagely funny nightmare.
That's a good description.
Yeah. The only thing I have to mention about it is the very first sentence feels like a separate, very short description.
Yeah, and then they added
a second, longer description. It
Yeah.
feels like two separate ones that both work.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's a good one sentence description and a good like paragraph description combined.
It does give away the kind of
The
quote
twist.
unquote twist that only because I only say it's a twist because it's halfway through the movie.
Yeah. It is interesting how they play it within there. And like, I wonder if the film would be better if they made you guessing more often within there, but maybe within the logic of the show. Again, we don't know the show that well. Maybe they're always getting into zany stuff all the time, so this is believable.
Yeah.
But like when watching it, I'm like, this isn't real.
Well, I feel like we knew about it going in. I feel like we never thought for a second that the vacation was real, and because we like probably read the description, right? We usually used to read the descriptions, so yeah. Okay. So that's that. You ready to jump into the movie?
I'm ready to Invisible Sister in this movie.
Whoa. Okay. So we open up. We see a computer screen, and a guy is like, it kind of looks like he's hacking, but he's not.
It's very much like the 5 seconds you see of Hacker Man doing like
Time in. He's typing so fast. Delete, delete, delete.
But notably, he's not. There's no words on his screen.
No, it's just
pictures of families.
Yeah, and he keeps deleting it. Like he's narrowing down. And he narrows it down to the Stevens family. He also has a list and he's crossing off names.
Yeah, a physical list.
Yeah, and he circles Stevens and he's like, that's it, got him. And then it says the Even Stevens movie. So that's just a little like hint of what's actually happening here, I guess.
This TV movie, has two very clear and obvious inspirations of what they were trying to do with it. Number one, they're very clearly going for Truman Show.
Yeah, duh.
Like, the concept is the Truman Show in a lot of different ways. Number two, you can clearly tell how Survivor Mania, like, impacted this film.
Put him on an island.
There's so many stuff that they're doing within here that's just like, yeah, this is like Survivor.
Survivor was in its heyday in 2003.
It's the biggest show ever was, basically.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Was a cultural moment within here. And they were like, let's combine both those together.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like in Truman Show, this is like trying, I think, to give a tiny bit of hint right away. Something kooky's going on.
But he also could just believe that was him selecting them for a vacation or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't give it all away.
Yeah, again, it feels like we're supposed to be jaw dropped, and maybe some people were watching this the first time when they reveal it's all been a prank.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. I just think I never could take this so seriously that surprised me.
Yeah, exactly. I bet for a kid, it was like, whoa, what?
Especially because after this little scene within here, we don't see the Tim Meadows character Miles for like another 30 minutes.
No. I think it's less than that.
It's still like 20.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
It's a significant portion of time where we're just dealing with the junior high graduation.
Hmm. And that's where we're going. Graduation ceremony, and they're all singing a song. And then we see it's Ren graduating junior high. And she's like, I'm going to miss my friends so much. And then she goes up to speech because she's valedictorian and a bunch of other stuff, like overachieving club or something. I don't know. She's an
She's a
overachiever.
smart one, joke punchline.
Yeah. Was there, first off, a junior high graduation? Middle school?
I don't know the difference between junior high and middle
I
school.
think they're the same.
It's possible it could be end of ninth grade, because I know some high schools are only 10, 10, 11, 12.
That's wild. Because that means you're never a freshman. Or are you just never a sophomore?
I think it's your number of sophomore.
Okay, junior high and
Or it
middle
might be your number of junior, actually.
I looked it up, and this is what AI had to say. We love AI. That was sarcasm.
Thanks for clarifying.
Junior high and middle school both bridge elementary and high school, but differ in grade structure. Junior high is often 7 through 9, middle school often 6 through 8. Yeah, that's dumb. I did middle school.
I think most places in Minnesota where we both grew up are middle school.
Yeah. So, Ren's giving her speech, and Donnie, the oldest brother, finally shows up, and the mom's kind of like, "Where's Lewis?" Um, I was writing Louis for a while instead of Lewis in my notes because I just assumed his name would be Louis based on how it's spelled. So my bad.
Yeah, it's not EWIS, Lewis. It's OUIS, Louis Lewis.
Louis Lewis. It could be Louis or Lewis. Yeah, so we see Lewis and Beans go on the side of the stage with some kind of like RC controller kind of thing. And they make a beach ball appear. And the beach ball is being controlled by this little like
It's like a
remote control.
RC helicopter, but instead of a helicopter,
It's a beach ball.
it's a beach ball.
Yeah.
And
it hits Ren in the head lightly and it bops around.
It's like, so funny. And you know what? It's kind of fun to do this. It's a harmless prank until it gets popped.
Yeah, because well, first the coach starts chasing it around, and Ren's still just powering through her speech. She refuses to stop. She's like, "This is my moment." And Bean's like, "I want to try." And Lewis goes, "No! This isn't a toy! This is my job. It's what I do." This is the first instance of Lewis just like yelling and being really annoyed. I did not like the character of Lewis.
Lewis is not a good character. I will say this scene, the graduation scene, someone who doesn't know the show well, I felt like grounded me immediately, so where I know basically all the characters. So I can give it credit within that as someone's coming in as a potential like first interaction with the series is right now. I understand all these characters within here, but from this whole perspective, I don't want to see Lewis win, and I feel like the show is designed from Lewis's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Ren goes, "There's no I in wombat," because they're the wombats. And Lewis says, "Release the confetti." And Beans is like, "Confetti? I thought you said spaghetti." And so the coach gets covered in spaghetti as
With
it
sauce,
pops.
which
Because it's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Spaghetti has sauce.
Can't tell that to Camp Rock.
Oh, good point.
Oh, yeah. So number one, goop.
Goop. Oh my gosh, I didn't write that down. It is a goop.
Number two, overall, like, just main confusion within the scene is how you could get a beach ball to fly around without any notable propellers or anything within there when it also has the weight of spaghetti inside of it.
It's full of spaghetti.
This doesn't make sense.
It
so
doesn't.
I can disregard all logic in the rest of the film.
It should have been like a drone. Those probably didn't exist yet.
Drones exist, probably not remote controlled, commercially available.
Yeah.
But also, we see that Lewis is a big of a crafter,
Yeah.
pro guy.
Yes.
You see it with this whole chair that he makes.
Yeah, and he's like, beans, that was amazing. It could have been better if it was confetti, you know. But that, like, I feel like this prank, if it was confetti,
it's a much more harmless prank if it's confetti, because then it's kind of fun.
Then it's kind of fun, but it was spaghetti. Whoops. Ren sees Lewis and is pissed off. So we cut to like after the ceremony. The principal can't give Lewis attention because it's summer now, so he's like, fine, whatever. Your problem now, parents. Ren tries to beat him up, but gets held back, and it's just very chaotic. And mom yells, enough! This is a very happy day! We should all be happy! Which I thought was kind of funny because she's yelling that angrily.
Mm-hmm.
And Donnie's like, Donnie's going to college. No, the mom says this. Donnie's going to college next year, and Ren is starting high school. Now's a good time as any to mention Donnie looks like he's 30, and Ren looks like she's like 21. And she's supposed to be like 14, 15, maybe. I guess like 15 because it's junior high into high school. And Donnie's supposed to be 18.
I could give it a pass for one because they don't have like real age people there enough to make me question it in a lot of
Shia LaBeouf looks young.
Yeah, but he is the youngest of that family.
Yeah.
And number two, like, especially for shows within here, it can be hard to get all the child acting, everything worked out. So
it's just like
it's the Disney Channel. This issue happens all the time.
I feel like Disney Channel actually usually has kids
better than the others.
Usually has kids that look like kids. And the weird exception is like Jason Earl, who was like 30, but he did kind of look like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of worked in Hannah Montana. But this one is like that is a 30-year-old man. That is a man. He's just going to college. And Chrissy Carlson Romano is just starting high school. Like it to me, it just makes way more sense if she's graduating high school because that's what she looks like. And Donnie's just like the way older brother. I don't know. Maybe he's finishing up college or something.
Just looking at this, the guy who played Donnie is currently 49 years old.
So what was he 23 years ago?
What's 49 minus 23? 26.
26. Okay, so he's younger than I thought, but not by a lot. He's like our age.
Yeah.
We can't pass for it. Maybe we could. I don't know. How young do we look? How old was Christy Carlson Romano in 2003?
Let me check.
Because she's supposed to be playing like 15.
She is currently 41.
Okay.
So minus 23 from that is what? 18?
Really?
Sometimes.
Well, she looks 18.
Don't forget, you're dealing with the fact that you're looking at a 2003 movie in fashion, so everyone looks older.
That's true. But there's a lot of growing between even just 15 and 18. Yeah. So she looks like she should be graduating high school, which is what I said. Because that's exactly how old she was. Okay. Anyway. Soon you'll all be leaving home, going out on your own. It's a very precious time. We should make the most of this summer as a family. And Donnie's like, for sure. But I have a date, so maybe tomorrow. And Lewis is like, yeah, I gotta meet up with the guys, so cherish you later. And Ren's like, Gil is taking me out to dinner. And they're like, who? And she's like, my boyfriend for 3 months? Okay, bye. Meanwhile, Coach is still covered in spaghetti. And there's pigeons on him.
Yeah, I love that the actor's just like holding two animatronic pigeons and like running through them, but he's clearly holding them.
And like kind of eating the spaghetti.
Yeah.
At the diner, Ren is on her date with Gil, and he spins the syrup Lazy Susan around and around.
Like 50 times.
It is a lot of syrups. Spinning. Usually at like Denny's or whatever, you get like 3 syrups. This one has like 8 syrups.
Yeah, that might be what they're known for.
Yeah. And Ren is like, we're going to have such a great summer, Gil. Are you okay? You're being kind of quiet. And he's like, I took a summer job at a camp to teach kids. And she's like, oh, that's a bummer. And he's like, yeah, it's not a day camp. Because she's like, well, it's still nice. And he's like, no, it's not just a day camp. Also, it's in Maine. And that's really far away. So, sorry. And Ren's like, yeah, dang, I'll miss you. And Gil's like, yeah. And Ren's like, that's usually when you say you're going to miss me too.
Mhm.
And he's like, here's the thing, Ren. It's been great, but I don't want to be tied down when I'm away. When I come back, we can pick things up again. And Ren's like, no, we can't. And she grabs the syrup and she tries to dump it on him. And she's like, it's too thick. I can't dump it.
The rare goop subversion.
Yeah.
One of the only times I can think in DCOM where the joke is that there isn't goop.
Yeah. I think actually she just didn't hit the little kind of button to open it up.
Very
Because
possible.
I didn't see it open. Otherwise, it would. Syrup is never that thick that you can't dump it out. Otherwise, you can't put it on your pancakes.
I mean, I've had times where it doesn't come in when it should.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy. So Ren gets home and cries to her mom, and her mom hugs her.
Yeah. If we watch the show, I think it would be funny if like Ren is this like late, or sorry, Gil is this late add-on of like a happy ending for Ren,
Yeah.
and that's just thrown away
Thrown away. They need them to break
because
up.
they wanted the plot that she's going on later on.
Yeah. It's good. I mean, the whole thing is that she's sad about this breakup, so it's good they showed it in the movie.
Mhm.
Okay. Next day, Lewis is in some kind of gadget chair, and he shows his 3 friends, which are Twitty, who's also named Alan, and Tawny, and Tom. The
They're all
3
T's.
T's. Yeah, Twitty and Tawny, I'm like, those names are very similar. But okay. Lewis is like, this is my chair that I invented. It can give you drinks and massages, and it has bells and whistles, and hot dogs, and a TV right at your feet, which is the most uncomfortable place to have a TV because you have to look straight down.
Yeah, he doesn't
At
have
your
the
feet.
aerodynamics of the fall. His entire plan for the summer is just sit in a chair and relax, which is like, I guess fine, but also we really put a lot of effort into a chair that I wouldn't actually want to use.
What do you mean? It has hot dogs.
I like hot dogs. I don't think I like those hot dogs. It has too many features compared to what just a good lounger would feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
It doesn't look comfy.
Yeah, that's fair. On the TV, he's watching a prank show called Gotcha with
Yeah,
Uncle Joey.
yeah. It's Uncle Joey in character.
Ren comes down for breakfast in a very cheery mood, and she drinks juice from the juicer, which was weird. And she's acting like she's over Gil, but clearly she's not quite over him. And Dad's like, okay, I'm out. And then Beans comes in, and he's like, where am I bunking? And Ren's like, I took a babysitting job to get my mind off Gil.
This happens quick, and I think it's just they need an excuse to put Beans in this movie.
Yes, they did. She's like, I'm just watching you for the afternoon, Beans. And he's like, but my parents are in Helsinki for like 2-3 weeks tops. And the mom kind of freaks out, but like, what are they gonna do? His parents are gone. Are they gonna just turn him away? No.
No.
Ren took on the babysitting job. I don't know how the parents failed to
These
inform
parents
her.
seem terrible, but then also the Stevens parents seem terrible with what they sign away the rights to, including for Beans shortly.
Yeah, how did that work? I feel like Beans' parents could sue.
Oh yeah, I feel like the Stevens family can sue because there's no way the like 2-page contract that they had covered everything.
That's fair. Anyway, Beans opens up his suitcase and it's just full of loose bacon.
This is a small gross joke that I did like because just imagine this kid's coming in wheeling in a suitcase and
Yeah.
it's gonna stay for like a couple weeks,
Uh,
and he opens up his suitcase and it's entirely filled with unwrapped cooked bacon.
disgusting.
Like that's kind of funny.
Yeah. All right. Back to the prank show. Lewis watches from his chair while his friends kind of just stand next to him and watch.
Yeah, it's not really the most group bonding activity.
No. Then Alan leaves, aka Twitty, and then Lewis offers Tawny a seat right next to Papa. He says, you want to sit next to Papa? And she says, nope, bye. And then the last friend, Tom, he sits next to Papa on the chair. So
Thank you
that's
for
it.
describing that in detail.
You're welcome. It's so important in the movie. All right, next, Beans is looking at Ren's pantyhose in her room. Ren has like,
Okay, why did you spell pantyhose like that?
what do you mean? Is that not how you spell pantyhose?
It's not like
Yeah, I didn't even notice. But oh my god, I did panty Hose, as in like she's a hoe.
Yeah.
So pantyhose are in the room. She has like Red has 100 pairs of
It's
pantyhose
crazy. The whole drawer, and they're packed in. So he
because
doesn't need all these.
Lewis already has a shit ton
Yeah.
outside, and Beans is looking at a shit ton more pantyhose. Is she wearing pantyhose 3 times a day? What
I
is
think more.
happening? It's actually crazy. And he says, I'm getting Lewis mosquito netting for his chair. Oh, I didn't mention the mosquito from the last scene. It's such an important scene. It ends with a mosquito biting Lewis.
He doesn't like that.
And he doesn't like that. So Beans is getting all these pantyhose for mosquito netting. And Ren is so mad. So she runs out and is like, Lewis, don't take all my pantyhose. It's like in a big bubble around his chair. And she rips it all off. And then he like gets up and the chair slaps Ren in the butt, sitting her down. So now she's trapped in the chair, and it tries to feed her a hot dog.
Awkwardly jerking the hot dog towards her face.
Towards her face. Ew. This scene is very grossly sexual.
Out of everything in this movie, and this movie doesn't age well in several ways.
Mm-hmm.
This by far ages the worst, but I also think it just never had any excuse to begin with.
Yeah.
The joke is like, haha, the chair's malfunctioning and stuff, but like,
it slapped her in the butt.
It's undeniably a sexual joke.
Yeah, it slapped her in the butt and then shoves a hot dog like towards her face consistently.
Yeah,
it's
and then
disgusting.
It later moves on to just your standard goop joke of like it's spurting food on her.
But still, it's like chocolate sauce and whipped cream, which also can be kind of sexual. Yeah. Like, it's really gross.
And I agree. This is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
So, yeah, it's supposed to be like doing a chocolate sundae thing, but it's chocolate sauce and whipped cream and a cherry on her. And she keeps typing and hitting buttons, and it starts spinning really fast. The animation, there's like CGI animation throughout the whole movie, and it always looks bad.
This movie says, I'm going to try to do CGI, but I have no budget.
Yeah. And she flings out of the chair. Goop, by the way. And the chair starts chasing them. It like has wheels apparently.
Yeah, it's actually a runaway car now that's trying to run them over, and it's homing on them even when they're running in different directions.
Yep.
Haha, got you.
And they run into a guy, and the chair runs into something else and stops. And the dad comes out like, what the heck? And the kids are like, it's the other one's fault, blah, blah, blah. And then the guy, Miles, what's the actor's name?
Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows.
Yeah, he got ran over by the chair.
No, he got hit by the kids.
Yeah.
Not the chair.
Well, they were running from the chair.
Yeah. He's like, I'm looking for the Stevens family. I have a presentation for you.
The dad's like, sorry, we're not interested. He goes, I don't know. I might need to talk to my lawyer about how my back's feeling.
Oh, God, got him.
So just remember, that's how this all started.
Damn. So Miles tells the family they want a trip to an island paradise. The island is Mandalino. And they're like, I've never heard of it. And he's like, yeah, here's a video about it. And we learn it's a paradise where the locals speak English.
So,
and it's uncharted.
This is something I have to hand wave away because this show does an adequate job of explaining it. But they are being, like, have all these white and non-white people as well in tribal gear, going through, hand-waving, doing chants and stuff, and it's like tourism proposal. Well, A, speaking English, and B, like, not being far away at all from American society.
Yeah, it's like probably still offensive, but at least this is a fake island meant to prank them.
It's offensive in a way that in-universe makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially for the time of everything within here and for knowing that the production is a negative within. And they also say within there, like, it's filled with shipwrecked sailors who, like, took the place as a home.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a crazy concept of, like, having a war be.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So mom's like, why us? And Miles is like, because you're a state senator and your husband's like a lawyer or whatever, even though he's out of work right now. And you're just the kind of family we're looking for to like promote the island, kind of, is what they're saying.
Yeah. They're like, what's the catch? And the catch that they're trying to say is the catch. Obviously, the real catch is they're on reality TV and being pranked.
Yeah. But what he's saying is just like, no catch, we just want tourists here, so at the end of the trip, give a review.
We're trying to, like, make this into our tourist destination. We need people to be the first.
Yeah, and let us quote you in the brochures. And they're
Which
like, cool.
it's almost believable, but it's not.
Yeah.
And the family all is like somewhat interested in this, except for Lewis, who hates the idea.
Because he wants to sit in his chair.
The chair is so much better than an island paradise.
Yeah, obviously.
Also, again, he hands a contract to the dad, Miles does. That's like 2 pages long.
And he doesn't read it.
Even though he's a lawyer.
And Lewis is like begging everyone, like, come on, no, we can't do this. And they're like, I want to go. So they decide to go. And Beans is also going. Duh.
No, they can't leave him alone.
Yeah. So they fly on a seaplane to the island. They're making a water landing, but don't worry, this is a seaplane.
Whew. I was
Phew.
worried for a second.
The locals welcome them as they land. They chant, welcome, Stephen's family. Welcome, Stephen's family. And Tuca, the chief elder, welcomes them and blows a conch. And they get presented with the Mandolino hats of friendship, which is actually just pineapples that they put on their head, like cut up.
Yeah,
pineapple.
this is what like all the posters of the movie show is them wearing pineapple
And I
heads.
totally forgot that they wore pineapple heads, but they actually do. So it makes the posters make sense at least.
Yeah, we could talk about the Mandolino culture that they're trying to do, but it really doesn't matter and is inconsistent and is only told by unreliable sources. So I think there was not a lot of thought put into it.
But this is kind of the stuff where I'm like, this is what I wish they lean into more.
Mhm.
The silly, unharmful stuff, like making them wear a pineapple and later they're going to eat a slug. Like, that's the kind of stuff. I mean, you could say eating the slug, I guess, could be harmful, but like just silly stuff that makes the family go like, this is kind of weird, but not tip them off. That's what, to me, what like a good prank would be.
Prank shows like this have existed and will continue to exist that are doing like this. Well, first off, the show that we're told Family Fake Out is a crazy show because the concept for it is it's only going to work once for this specific setup, and even then it's set up terribly.
As long as you get a family that doesn't know about the show, but it blows up. So like,
yeah, but also just the fact of how much prep work is going into everything that could be easily fooled in a second because they do not cover their bases well at all.
Mm-hmm.
If this wasn't a scripted story, I would never believe anyone to actually fall for this. But like thinking of shows like Jury Duty or Joe Schmo Show, like they do a much better job of making it so a lot of the jokes that are happening aren't on the person that is not in the know. It's on someone else.
Yeah.
They're along for the ride and being able to give like actual experiences.
Yeah, a prank is only good if the person you're pranking laughs about it at the end. Like if they are like, "Oh, that's good." Like if they enjoy it, if it doesn't cause them harm.
Instead, and that's like where like this whole island aspect of everything could be fun within here, but instead they're later, very shortly, going to starve this family, try and get them to like actively physically harm each other.
Yeah.
And just overall air out their like dirty laundry and secrets to the world. It's crazy. Incredibly unethical.
It's insane, but we're not quite there yet. So they're wearing pineapples. Ren meets Mutai, who's a hot blonde guy on the island, and they get shown to where they'll be staying, which is a beautiful palace that belongs to Tuca. And they're staying as his guests since there's no hotels yet. And Ren and Lewis fight over who gets the royal bedroom. So we get a little montage of island stuff. Ren gets carried by Mutai. Lewis gets carried by just a big guy. They all get treated like royalty. The parents eat grapes fed to them by other hot people that are also fanning them. And Donnie runs around because he's a sports guy.
Yeah, it seems like a paradise. Everything's going great.
Yeah, except then he sees a local who looks a lot like his former classmate, Patrick something. And he tells his parents about the native that looks like the guy from school, and they're like, that's crazy. This is a remote island. So then Ren's on the beach alone, and Mutai finds her, and he's like, can I serve you in any way? And she's like, no, it's great here. And he's like, then why is there sadness in your eyes? And she's like, I was just thinking about something.
So,
and he's like, well, think about something wonderful instead, like the smell of the ocean or the beauty of a flower. And he gives it the flower. So he's like trying to flirt with her, obviously. And then a horn blares, so the family is being summoned for a great honor.
The whole Mutai arc is simultaneously one of the better things that they do within here, but they don't dig. In the whole movie, they don't dig deep enough into any of their good ideas to make it pay
Yeah, but
off.
it's also disgusting because she's
Yes,
15.
yes, yes. I wanted to end on saying
Yeah,
that within here,
yeah.
especially when they're you don't a script a 15-year-old's romance
No.
and b yeah, there's the whole thing
It
on
would just be so much better if Ren was 18. I understand she probably wasn't that old in the show,
it.
but like, if she was just 18, this would be way better if she graduated high school, you know? But she's not. So the great honor that they're summoned to is that they eat a big nasty slug, which is an island delicacy, and they'll be offended if you don't eat it, so they eat it. And this is like the only other thing they do that I'm like, haha, that's kind of silly.
There's a couple other very minor things that I think are good elements of a good prank,
Hmm.
but nothing. This is the last one that I'm like ethically in full okay with.
Because right after this, they take it to the absolute extreme. So Miles tells Lewis that Tuca has some American snacks hidden in the palace. So Lewis immediately runs off to go find it. And also Beans loves the slugs,
Yeah,
by the way.
Beans is doing the whole slug. I feel like this entire scene was just made to make a joke of Beans will eat the whole
Beans
slugs.
is gross. Yeah. At the palace, Lewis looks for the snacks. He finds a pantry full of junk food, so he takes a bunch of it, and then he sees like a statue or something, and he grabs it, and it opens this forbidden chamber of mystery. I don't know. It says like, "Don't go in, forbidden chamber of mystery," but he goes in
We don't
anyway.
know Lewis's character well enough to say that this is against his character. It's probably for his character.
Yeah.
But this room is just it's a room that says keep out. Sure. A lot of characters would go into a room that says keep out that opens. I believe that.
Hmm.
The only thing in this room is like a chair,
A throne.
a throne, and he
Yeah.
goes, I have to sit on it while holding all of my food.
And he's like, "That's a chair." We know he loves sitting in chairs
Is
and
this a
eating junk
character arc
food.
or is it just this movie? Because then
I
later on, they talk about like how they got a hint that Lewis never saw a chair he didn't want to sit on.
He loves chairs so much. I kind of wish it was just this movie because that's funny.
Hmm.
Of like, we got to write in that this boy loves chairs. So he sits on the chair. He eats a snack. He sees a lever. He's like, oh, a footrest. Because it kind of does look like a recliner lever, but also no.
And also, what it actually is makes no sense. It's a nuke the entire building button.
Yeah. In the Forbidden Chamber, there's a lever that just destroys the whole building. The whole palace collapses all around Lewis. So he doesn't get hurt. He's like basically the only thing left standing is him in the
The
chair.
prop budget for this show that has like never been aired before, as far as we're aware, must be crazy. The amount of budget that they got going into this is insane. To build such an intricate prop, to be able to, on a user's command, destroy an entire house safely that was
It
believable to
must
live in.
it must not have been structurally sound at all. And maybe that's
Yeah.
why they had them destroy it on day one. Because that's my biggest complaint for the production
No, it
of this
probably
show.
isn't sturdy at all.
Yeah. So they couldn't have them
Especially, I
sleep
think
in
they
it.
said don't be too careful with any of like the surroundings. They
Yeah.
don't want you checking how thin the walls are.
Yeah, they like we can't have them sleep in here. It's like crazily unstable. So they have them destroyed immediately. Um anyway, yeah, everyone comes up and freaks out and they're like, "Lewis, what did you do?" And he's like, "I didn't know it was a house collapser." And Miles tells them he cursed the whole village, which the locals, believe in the curse or whatever. So mom tries to explain that it was an accident, and the locals, they're all crying, and the other kids blame Lewis, and the family starts bickering. So Miles is like, "You should leave." Like, "What about our luggage?" And they're like, "Well, your luggage is cursed now, so you should leave it behind."
And so they just get exiled onto a beach.
Yes.
Um,
Miles is like, "You should make a shelter."
and this is dumb because again, this is where they're like, we want to do the survivor thing. We want to show them living on a deserted island stuff.
Yeah.
This is incredibly dangerous. Especially,
It's so dangerous.
yeah, they could die from any point on here,
Hmm.
from the house collapsing to any point on. They could very conceivably die on live TV.
Yeah.
Which also, side note, there's no advantage to this show being live.
I know. The production of the show is so bad because it's live, which means any mistake you make is going to be aired live. Why wouldn't you do the whole thing, which is only a week, and then edit it.
Live shows typically are more of an event
You
and
can
stuff like
do
that.
that.
But instead of having to air 3 times a day, the whole show, getting everything showing up here, it would make way more sense to not have it be a live show.
I feel like it costs way more money to make it live.
I agree.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about the whole thing about getting them on the island. So, like, the big climax thing that they want to torture these people is that they destroy the palace and now they're like exiled on the beach where they're struggling to survive and starving. They did this day one and they want to keep this family on this island for a whole week.
How do you escalate from this? They blew their load.
This is the huge climax crazy thing. And now you're gonna starve this family on the beach for a whole week? These people are gonna die. Do they even have water? Like, what they should have done, yeah, don't make it live. Just film it. Second, keep going for a while. Go for a few days, like 3 days, 3 or maybe even 4 days of like a normal quote unquote vacation where just like little weird stuff is happening. Like you have to wear this pineapple on your head. Don't offend the locals. You have to do this activity that's a little silly. Like that's little funny stuff. And then escalate it to now you destroyed the palace. You have to live on the beach for like a day, maybe 2 days. And then that's it. Like, way more believable. You get the family to believe it more.
Yeah.
You're not putting them in nearly as much danger, and you're also going to engage your audience longer. Because, yeah, where do you escalate from
even
here?
That, to be clear, we're both thinking this is still shitty for a bunch of ethical reasons. We're just still mad, even accepting this movie on its own terms.
Yeah.
This fictional production company fucking irritates the hell out of us.
It's a bad show.
They don't know how to make a good show.
Yeah.
Even with the concepts and like success that they're having.
Yeah. It's bad because they're literally torturing this family, but also bad because they could have done a better job at torturing this family.
They could have done a better job at torturing this family, both ethically, humor-wise, and like making a good show.
Yeah.
They made the climax of this show
Day one,
which is insane. Which I guess you need like a hook of some sort, but you can do something else.
Well, the hook is already you're watching the show. It's like they don't know it's real. Like, we watched Jury Duty, right? Jury Duty was great. Jury Duty, you start small and just like weird stuff keeps happening.
Snowball.
Slowly, crazier shit keeps happening. Because then the stakes are so much lower once you're further in if they figure it out. Because you still have all the content from before, you know? You can start just getting crazier and crazier because you're getting closer and closer to the reveal. Were they ever going to reveal to the Stevens that it was fake?
Probably. I mean, the show was called Family Fake Out.
Maybe that's why they made it live, so that the family couldn't be like, you can't air that.
Yeah. Because they already signed the rights away.
Yeah, they did. It's absolutely insane. Okay. So they're on the beach.
They're playing Survivor now.
Miles is like, you should make a shelter. And Beans is like, where are you staying? Like, Beans keeps asking questions that's like, he's about to figure it out.
It's the closest to figuring it out.
But then he never does. He's like, where are you staying? And he's like, I have a small hut provided by the Islanders, but it only sleeps one.
Yeah, sorry, Miles. Miles is like, it sucks to be y'all. You can't sleep with me.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll check in later to see if you survive. And Dad's like, okay, let's go to work. Ren tells Lewis it's all his fault. And he's like, I'm sorry I'm not perfect like you. She's like, I'm not perfect. You don't know what's going on in my life. And he's like, what, you had boy trouble? Boo-hoo, life goes on. Ren's like, if you're smart, you'll shut your mouth. And he goes, what if I'm not smart? And then Dad's like, stop fighting. And then Mom takes Lewis and Donnie to find firewood while Ren, Beans, and Dad build the shelter. So they're like splitting up into these two groups, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
Mom and the boys grab a bunch of sticks.
Become like the entire basis of the rest of the
that's how they split up.
Like, to me, seems like a very abnormal grouping of these characters.
But maybe that's why it's fun, like, to split them up like this.
I feel like these are sets that probably don't interact that much.
I don't know. Mom and the boys grab a bunch of sticks. Lewis asks Donnie to scratch his nose and closes his eyes. He's like, scratch my nose, Donnie. I'm not looking. Scratch my nose. And a hand starts scratching. But it's Miles instead. Whoa.
Hooray. I mean, ew, what?
Ew, what? Gross. He says, good news. The tribal elders are meeting right now. And if you go before them and apologize, it'll all be fine. And Mom's like, well, we should go grab the others. And Miles is like, no. Apologies have to be done in groups of 3.
That's their culture.
That's how it works.
If you only had 2 people on this trip, that would suck.
Yeah. So the three of them show up to the local ceremony, and there's like fire dancers and stuff. And Lewis is like, or sorry, they tell Lewis, you need to speak to the fire god statue. And Lewis is like, okay, I'm really sorry about collapsing the palace deal, and I promise to never destroy another palace again. And they're like, okay, the fire god will consider your apology. But first, we feast. So the three of them are put in front of a giant table full of food. And they're like, dang, it feels wrong to eat without the rest of the family. But it's the right thing to do. So they start eating the amazing food.
Yeah. So they do a lot of stuff in this about like having them fight over food, which again, unethical in different ways.
Horrible.
We don't need to keep bringing it up, but like everything is unethical within the show.
Yeah.
But again, they never are worried about water, which is definitely what they would be sensation first. They don't have a water hole.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, there is a waterfall on the island, so maybe they're just like, that's ridiculous. Oh, okay.
No.
Back on the beach, the other three are building a shelter. Ren goes to look for the rest of the family. Beans asks the dad if he wants to go skinny dipping. Gross.
I mean, that's the point of the joke.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Ren is in the jungle looking for the rest of them. She comes across a snake, and then Mutai comes and hisses it away. He hisses at the
He
snake.
says, I said to make a face uglier than it.
Yeah, and then it scares it away. Then he gives her a puka shell necklace, and he's like, it's every shell that you walked on when you arrived to the island. From my heart. She tells Mutai, I'm sorry, I'm just not ready for this. And he's like, I will wait. How can everything be so horrible and wonderful at the same time? And Mutai's like, things could be looking up. Your mom and brothers are feasting right now. And she's like, what? I thought they were just getting wood. So he's like, come here, I'll show you. Meanwhile, Dad and Beans are trying to make fire with sticks, and the dad succeeds, but then Beans sneezes on it, and it goes out.
Shout out to the dad for making fire with sticks. That's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
And it's sad that it goes out from a single sneeze.
Yeah. I thought it was going to go out just because he gets a flame and immediately goes, I did it, instead of tending to it, because it can go out so fast. I've seen survive.
Yeah.
You know? Ren sees her mom and the brothers eating the food and having a great time. So she's like, how can they pig out like that while we're starving? I want to go in there. But Miles shows up and is like, no, interrupting the tribal feast is unforgivable. Which I feel like then should tip her off of like, oh, I wasn't allowed to be here.
Yeah. This is like one of the few lies that he does that is well set up.
Yeah. But Ren goes back to the beach and says how crazy it is that they're selling out like this as Dad tends to the fire. So,
although I think at this point he also goes like, I think I heard that they said you've had enough food already. It's like, let's just more for us. When they got told that they could only have 3 people do it.
I don't remember that.
I feel like this is the first time he like just fully pits them against each other.
Okay. At the feast, they ask the fire goddess statue, whose name is Oprah. See, that's another example of like
a small part that's fun.
Silly little thing.
Oh, it's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence that her name is Oprah. Like that's what they should have been doing the whole time instead of torturing these people. But yeah, Oprah, do you forgive the Stevens family? And the statue eyes light up with fire, and they all kneel, and then it breathes fire, and they're like, "Is that good?" And it's like, "Does that look good?" So Oprah made a decision. You guys are going to be shunned.
Everyone stands up and turns away from them.
Yeah.
Which is a little fun.
Miles is like, no one on the island can have anything to do with you. And they're like, why don't they tell us themselves? And Miles is like, because then they'd have to kill you. And the mom's like, I want my family. Yeah. If we talk to you, we have to kill you. Mom's like, I want my family out of here right now, which she should have said immediately before when they were on the beach. But okay. Miles is like, absolutely.
You'll be on the next plane out.
In 7 days. I'm sorry, what? Like, I would be throwing way more of a fit if I was the mom. I would Karen all over the place. I would say, no, you were responsible for us. Like, you gave us this vacation, and now these people want to kill us, and you say you can't get us out for 7 days? Call a plane right now.
I don't know why with this movie, we can't hand wave this shit away, because I can't at all either.
Like, I can't.
Like, we're expected to just hand wave away sitcom antics, but no, this is like too far gone.
It's absolutely insane. So the three get back to the beach. Mom's like, "Oh, great, you made a shelter and a fire." And Bean smells them and is like, "Yep, they smell like pork." Ren's like, "So how was your feast? I saw it with my own eyes." And the mom's like, "Okay, yeah, I wanted to bring you guys, but there was a rule for only three." And they go, "Ooh, how convenient." And they try to explain they only did it to try and get Oprah's forgiveness. And did it work? No. So Beans is like, "We did all the work and you get all the food? Yeah, that seems fair." And Mom's like, "Don't you think, or do you really think that we would sell you out for dinner? That's insulting." And the dad's like, "You weren't even going to tell us about it." And the mom's like, "Because I didn't want you to feel bad that my group ate and yours didn't." So dad's like, "Oh, that's what this is about? I've provided plenty of food for our family over the years." And the mom's like, "Who says you haven't?" And the dad's like, "Ah, at least I put a roof over our heads and it's raining and thundering." And he's just like being, what's it called? Emasculated?
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
No, that's the accurate word.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a job, so the mom's a breadwinner. So he's like, "I put plenty of food for our family and a
Takes it
roof
as a
over our
personal
heads."
slight, or at least we get told. We got told, not shown that. I feel like a bit.
I mean, this is kind of showing us the way he's freaking out about it. But yeah, maybe it's fine that your wife is the one that brings
She's a
home
state
money.
senator.
Yeah,
Cool.
why do you have to be insecure about that? Transition into a TV montage. Here's the reveal, guys. The whole vacation, it was a TV show called Family Fake Out.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is crazy.
It's like literally halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
We're seeing like kind of the, what's it called? Like the operating room, like
Production.
the production room with all the screens and stuff.
Yeah.
We see the whole crew. They're prepping Miles for on-air commentary because, as we said, the show is live, which is crazy. He tells the audience the family, like, they don't know the whole island and the locals are all fake. And he also explains how they had an inside source telling them all about the family.
Oh my God, cut to Alan, Twitty, and Tawny, and they're watching the show, and he's like, "Wow, I made a mistake."
Yeah. Tawny's like, "I can't believe you set them up for this." He really told them everything. Even how Lewis loves Chair.
He loves Chair.
He loves Chair. He's like, "I thought they would have fun."
You know what? Maybe you would think that because what they're actually doing is just completely inherently unethical. Hard to believe.
He thought the show would be like what I want it to be, which is just like silly little things, but in the end, you're on a vacation.
Yeah. Instead, this is like, oh, we're going to talk literally about all these people's psychological profiles to the public, in addition to putting them in situations where they're going to act inhumane and act like this isn't going to have incredible consequences on their life.
Yeah. The show is making them miserable and cues up some thunder. They are literally controlling this thunder.
This is also something I just literally can't believe. You're saying this show has a budget big enough to create a thunderstorm that is believable enough to, like, the Stevens on the family. It doesn't look like a staged thunderstorm. How much money would that cost? They don't have that technology.
Apparently, the show has an unlimited budget.
So, yeah, but I mean, when we get any peek towards the viewers watching on this, it's like trillions of people, so.
Yeah. Ren yells up to the sky, "I want to go home." And Miles goes, "Too bad. There's more surprises ahead. Can they last a week in paradise?"
It's what if there was like a gold being dangled in front of them? Then I could believe it more, but no.
Yeah. Ren's friends watch and are like, "Poor Ren. Maybe nobody's watching, but everyone's watching." Miles ends the show. Isn't life funny when it's not happening to you?
What a shitty tagline. That makes you feel like a bad person.
Isn't torture funny when it's not happening to you?
Yeah,
That's
that
basically
sucks.
what it is. So, more behind the scenes stuff. We see a TV guy mess with the snake, which turns out it was a robot snake.
Yeah, the animatronic work here is incredible.
It's actually incredible.
Like, both, honestly, like, we're saying in universe it is, but honestly, out of universe it is pretty good too.
Yeah, it is.
The stuff that we're seeing within here is pretty impressive.
We also see a whole TV set with trailers and stuff. The locals are all there, but they're actually actors.
Every single person's an actor. This is a fake island.
We see the guy that's already recognized, and he's like, "Yeah, I graduated 3 years ago. Can't believe the kid still remembers me." This is a 26-year-old man. Miles gets praised about how great the show is. We learn he's rivaling Lance, who's Uncle Joey, for the prank show. And he was fired from the other one, the Gotcha show. He was fired.
Do you want to know? I think the producers that are talking to him really look like just yes men.
I think they're more like assistants than they are.
But they're ones who like they always are praising Miles and everything he's doing at every step.
Yeah.
And we see that Miles is a terrible boss.
He really is. He fires people all the time and rehires them. So, like, he literally fires the guy that Donnie recognized, his old classmate, but then he rehires him because he's like, wait a minute, Donnie's dumb and we can mess with him with this. And we also see a robot squirrel, and the squirrel's going to come back a lot, actually. It was in the description of the movie, which I do think the squirrel's like the best part. So, back to Family Fake Out. Miles welcomes everyone back to the morning edition of Family Fake Out.
Again, they have a primetime edition and morning edition, we know. I presume there's like another midday edition too.
You would think. It's kind of like Big Brother, where they just watch them. Or Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see how far we can push the family today before they crack. On the beach, Beans farts. Classic.
The classic Beans. That's why they call them Beans.
This time, Dad is like, we're going to go off, like me running Beans to find food. And Miles tells the whole audience that, wow, Steve must be on edge because he's been out of a job for a while. So his wife bringing him the bacon is getting to him.
Crazy thing, again, just to air out the public.
Just to say that?
Yeah. It's not even needed.
It's really not. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can help. The three are in the jungle. They see a squirrel. Dad wants to kill and eat the squirrel, so they sneak up on it, and it goes crazy. It starts chasing them. POV, you're a squirrel chasing them.
Which, yeah. Side note, from this point on in the film, we get to see actors or camera people filming at this time, and they're hidden so terribly.
They really are.
They're so visible at different angles and stuff within here. The squirrel animatronic that they're having chasing within here, it's cool as hell. It's very impressive for all the stuff they can do. But also, what happens if they got hit by it or grab it and they realize it's a robot squirrel?
It's a robot.
They have no protocol for this. The entire show's over. This is one of 500 different ways the show could immediately end if something small happens.
Yeah, the production sucks.
But instead, they have to have people sneak onto the island and tell them.
Yeah. They run into Miles. He's like, oh, don't worry, I have an emergency food drop for you guys. It's way over there on the other side of the island. And it drops the food.
First off, everyone should be like, wait, there's a plane here? You said you couldn't get a plane here.
They do say that.
Yeah.
Later they bring that up, but he's like, whoa, the wind must have blown the plane off the course or something. And Beans is like, the wind is blowing the other way. Another gotcha moment by Beans. Miles just kind of hand waves it away and goes, well, you have some mountain climbing to do.
Go follow the red track.
Yeah.
Follow these handrails that are colored red. Why does this mountain climbing path exist? Just they were setting up tourism and this could be a fun mountain to climb.
Yeah, exactly. The dad's like, let's get the others. But Miles is like, no, you don't need your wife's help to bring home the bacon, do you? They love saying bring home the bacon in this movie. And Beans had an actual suitcase of bacon.
He brought bacon to the home.
Yeah.
He's the only one we've seen bringing home the bacon.
True. So the three go off on their own. Back to the film operating room, kind of. Donnie. Oh, I guess it just cuts in between there. We get back to Donnie. Donnie's alone getting sticks. So they send Patrick, the guy that Donnie knows, in with just fully normal clothes in a school bag.
One of the better pranks that they do within here.
This one was funny.
Is fun.
Yeah, this one was funny. Donnie's like, you are Patrick. What are you doing here? And he goes, I'm skipping English. Hee hee. And he leaves. And Donnie trips so he can't follow him. So at the beach, Mom is like, where's Donnie with the wood? And Lewis is like, I didn't knock down the house on purpose, right? You're still mad at me. And the mom's like, I think it's best we just don't talk.
Let's just ignore this for now. We're in a literal life or death situation.
Yeah. So then Donnie runs in saying, it was Patrick. I just saw him. And the mom's like, Donnie, this is ridiculous. And he's like, what? No. If anyone else said it, you would believe them. I know what I saw. So, poor Donnie. No one believes it.
But also, it is pretty silly within here, and easy to imagine it just something being a delusion. That's why it's actually kind of a good prank with it.
Yeah. Then Miles comes up. Mom's like, I heard a plane. I thought you said there were none coming for 7 days. And he's like, oh, the plane didn't land. I had food sent for you, but it landed in the mountain. And she stops questioning it of like, why not just have that plane land?
Because if you question anything for too long, this entire world falls apart.
True. How do we get the food? Miles tells him to follow the blue trail markers.
That's
Different.
not friend once.
And we should wait for Dad and the others. Miles like, no, they already went without you. Since you guys had the food last night.
Yeah, I think I overheard them say, like, well, they should be full from last night, so let's go ourselves.
Yeah, Lewis
Eat it all.
Lewis is like, oh, okay, it's payback. Well, I tell you what, you have one lousy feast and it's all up in flames. And then he throws his shirt and Miles grabs it. He's like, this will come in handy.
Yeah.
How does he beat the red trail?
I don't know. If he took like a helicopter like there, it doesn't make sense.
Maybe he took like a
maybe
car.
the red path is incredibly inoptimized so that they can like film everything better.
I don't know.
None of that really makes sense within here. It's also spoiler alert within here. There's like setting them both up to think that the other side ate all the food.
Yeah.
They could one other million reasons this could easily fall apart in a second. They could be like, we followed the blue track, and they're like, we followed the red track.
And
Wait,
immediately
why?
falls apart.
Yep. Such an unneeded potential pitfall, but since they wrote this movie, they don't need to worry about that plot hole not working.
And this is day 2. Day 2, they're adding more shit for them to just immediately figure it out.
Yep.
What are you going to do for 5 more days?
Like, this show doesn't know at all how to run.
No. So Lewis and Mom and Donnie all find the food, but it's been eaten. And Dad and his group find the food and it's eaten. So and Lewis's shirt is there. So they're like, it must have been them. So they're like, it's on. And they're like, sneaky TV crew, 2 trails leading to different empty food drops. And that's what they're showing on TV. And Alan, aka Twitty, watches in the diner and he feels so guilty. And Coach comes in and asks Twitty if he's going to eat all the pancakes he just drowned in syrup and whipped cream. And Twitty's like, yes. So Coach is like, go.
For some reason, the coach gulps like 10 times in this
It's
scene.
so disgusting. He's like, anyway, this show is awesome. Nice to see for once the joke's on Lewis Stevens. Too bad the whole family has to go down with him. And Twitty's so sad, so the coach eats his pancakes with him. And as the coach is just gulping down the food, like he's eating these pancakes and just making these disgusting gulping noises as he's talking. He says the best part is that they think they're halfway around the world, but they're just off the coast. Gulp.
Is that the best part?
Apparently,
Also, how does he know this?
He explains there's a website with all the inside info about the show. So they just say, hey, here's behind the scenes. We're right off the coast. He's like, yeah, they flew the plane around in circles to
Which is
fool him.
believable enough.
What, were they flying for like 4 hours in a circle?
I mean, the plane that they were in didn't seem like a major plane.
But like, to accurately fool them, it must have been hours in the air for a plane ride that would have taken like 10 minutes.
On the alternative, they are idiots.
They are stupid. Maybe they drugged them. I don't know. So Twitty and Tawny want to get a boat to go to the island and tell the Stevens family what's happening. So they go to Tom, who's, remember, the third friend, and he is like a sailor on a ship. Apparently he has a ship. I wonder if this was in the show or if they just introduced that he likes sailing here.
Mhm.
I have no idea. Tom is appalled as a sailor and a human being to see a family they love being tortured like that. But I did love the squirrel part. And Tawny's like, yeah, the squirrel part was pretty good.
It was
And
pretty dope.
me too, I was also like, yes, the squirrel part was pretty cool.
That's like one of the better parts for sure.
Yeah. Twitty's like, it's all our fault. Okay, my fault. I set them up. You can help us, Tom, and help Lewis. And Tom's like, well, Lewis is my friend when it suits him. So I can accept that. So I will help. Welcome aboard.
I can get why Tom's only sometimes a friend.
Yeah, he's weird. Back to family fake out. We see some footage from earlier. The family's fighting on the beach. And so it's like, you stole the food. No, you did. We found your shirt. And Lewis goes, you stole my food and my shirt.
I kind of like that a lot.
I liked it too. Sometimes Lewis has good lines, but most of the time he's annoying.
Yeah.
So they blame each other. The mom is like, don't fight because your dad is getting back at me. I know you're mad that you're out of work and you want to prove you can get food, but couldn't you leave some for us? And the dad's like, don't turn this around to make me look bad. So they fight more and yell more. And ultimately the groups are like, we're going to separate.
We're going to live separately from each other. You cut out one small part about this scene. First off, this is like being aired live, this whole discussion.
Well, it said like previous footage.
But the way they're recording this is through a guy filming in a shark costume in the ocean.
Was that right now or was that later?
I'm pretty confident this was right now. And then they always are cutting actually to an angle of it being filmed from the opposite side of where the ocean is.
That's a great point.
Which, sure, I don't actually care about within here, but like, this is just a guy in a shark fin filming. Like, it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
This film is stupid.
Yeah.
The more I talk about it, the less I like it.
Yeah. So now let's catch up to our live footage of Red and Mutai. They meet at the waterfall. And he's like, I'm forbidden to see you, but I just can't stay away. And she's like, everything's falling apart. You're the only good thing that's happened to me on this island. And he's like, I would like to kiss you.
Oh my god, should they kiss?
Miles is like, what do you think? Will Red let Mutai kiss her? Vote now on our website.
Which is crazy that there's several reasons this is crazy. Number one,
she's a minor.
She's a minor. Number two, this moment in reality is going to last like 10 seconds, right?
I know, but it lasts long enough of her thinking. They
imply this one is live compared to like pre-recorded.
This is happening live, and she takes like a good 2 minutes to think about it. And 20 million votes like come in instantly. Overwhelmingly, yes, they're gonna kiss. How is there like 20 million people watching right now?
I mean, TV was crazy back in this era. It's something that our lifetime never really got to see because we grew up in the death of TV, where everything's moved into streaming and stuff. But like Survivor at this time was pulling 50 million people.
But a live show, like in the middle of the day,
that many people voting online, when not that many people even had internet at that time. You got 14 million votes immediately. Yeah. I think they're fudging numbers.
You also couldn't just pull out a phone and vote. You had to go to a computer because that's the only way you could access the internet at the time. There was no smartphones. Yeah,
I think this is just fudged numbers. It's fake.
It has to be, right?
I mean, it is literally because this is a fictional story, but yes.
I'm talking about in-universe.
I'm saying in-universe, this is stupid.
Yeah. Ren's like, I would like to kiss you, but I'm just not ready. And so she leaves. And Miles goes, well, the week is still young.
God.
Kind of gross. All right.
Wop.
The three friends, so Twitty, Tawny, and Tom, are sailing on Tom's sailboat. And Tom is singing a sea shanty. And Twitty's annoyed. And then they finally see an island. It's like, there it is. Well, I can't get in closer due to the rocks and the waves, so you can take my dinghy. And it's like this inflatable little boat. So that's what they're going to do. Backstage, the actors applaud Mutai's actor for like almost kissing a minor.
Well, to be fair, he's also a minor.
I didn't think he was.
No? Well, they implied that they're getting together after this, so.
They do, so hopefully
I think he is at least. I think he is implied to be young.
Okay. He just looks old, but so does Chrissy Carlson or Monica. They're probably like 18. Oh, I know Chrissy's like 18. He's probably like 20. He's like, yeah, I like her. I mean, my character does. And then some producers or whatever tell Miles that they beat the other show's rating. And Miles like, good, but not good enough.
There's only 2 TV shows in existence.
Gotcha
and Family Fake Out.
Family Fake Out. Yeah. He's like, it's not good enough to beat them. I want to bury them. Tomorrow, you gotta get that kiss. And then after you kiss her, dump her.
Miles is such a hothead.
He really is. And Mutai's like startled.
But he's like, I'm sorry, I have real feelings for her.
Yeah. We almost kissed.
This is just like all of those fan fiction turned into real life stories of like, I was only pretending to love you, but now I do love
But now
you.
I do after be like.
I wasn't gonna call it out by name, but
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. He was like dared to go out with her, but then he actually fell in love with her. Anyway, Twitty and Tawny are paddling their little boat that night, and they get engulfed by like a huge wave, a comically large wave.
comically large wave.
And they make it to shore eventually. They kind of get separated. Like Twitty has to swim the rest of the way. So Tawny gets hit by a coconut by herself and passes out. And then Twitty arrives on shore, and he gets hauled away by security immediately. So they're separated. Backstage, Twitty says, I don't know the Stevens family. I told you, my name is Lawrence Honeytoast, and I'm a marine biologist, and I'm here on a top secret government business. I liked the name Lawrence Honeytoast.
Lawrence Honeytoast is a kind of an all-time fake name.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
This is just AJ Trout being like my favorite part of the movie.
Mhm.
Miles recognizes him like, hey, you're the kid who told us all about the Stevens family. And Twitty's like, you lied to me. You said the show was fun, and you lied to me. So all the stuff I told you, you can't use it
I
anymore.
don't think that's how legal rights work.
It's not.
And
Miles
again, this is completely crimes. I feel like they could have called the police on this show.
Miles is like, lock him up, crate him. That's what he says. Put him in a
Also
crate.
illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't care about committing crimes. So they lock him up in a trailer with all the costumes.
And
Okay.
he looks at the costume and he gets an idea.
Yeah. So next morning, welcome to Family Fake Out. Let's check in on our families. And Lewis finds a peanut in his pocket. And so they decide to divide it between the three of them because there's Mom, Donnie, and Lewis. So like, let's divide it into thirds. And the mom tries to cut it, and they all freak out. And then she cuts it a piece, and it falls to the ground, and a squirrel eats it. Not that dang squirrel.
That dang squirrel. Big squirrel movie.
Yeah. The other group on the beach wakes up, and their fire is out because Beans like peed on it.
He peed on it in the middle of the night.
Of course he did.
Classic Beans.
Dad's like, I hope you're happy. You're the one who brought the kid, Ren. And Ren's like, this, like, on this dumb vacation that you forced us on. And he's like,
The only one who has that argument is Lewis. Lewis was
Literally.
the one that was like, I don't want to go.
literally. Dad's like, please, you were excited to get out of town after what's his name dumped you. And Ren is just like hurt.
This happens multiple times in the movie where the dad doesn't remember Gil's name.
Yeah.
And like, this is the one time they play it like, oh, that's really actually sad. Which
Why
it is.
is he being so mean to her?
Because they're hungry and starving and thirsty and not in their best mental behavior and a sitcom family.
That's a good reason.
Thank you.
So Ren's hurt. She says, I hate this family. And she storms off. And Beans is like, she probably just needs some time.
Yeah, Beans is the controlling, like, comforting, hey, give her a moment to rest.
Ren runs off to see Moo Tai. She's like, I want to go home. And then she hugs him. And he's like, all I can say is one day soon you'll be home with your family and it'll feel like none of this was real.
Get it? Get it?
Yeah, he's like, hint, hint, hint. It'll feel like this wasn't real.
It's like Truman Show and they're the girl's like, actually, none of
this isn't real. She's like, no, the only thing I want to be real is you. Miles was like, wait a minute, what's he saying? Oh, okay, this is fine. And she's like, I wish we were the only ones on this island and nothing else existed. And he goes, that's how I feel when I'm with you. And she's like, the other day, it's not that I didn't want to kiss you. I just don't want to get hurt again.
Everyone's like tugging on their hearts.
Everyone is so locked in right now, right?
Everyone's fucking sorry. We get all these intermittent cuts of people watching the show.
Yeah. And he's like, I don't want to hurt you. She says, I believe you. And everyone watches as they kiss. They full on make out. And everyone loves it.
Like, I get the actors having feelings for her too and everything, but still pretty unethical to like make out with someone on a complete fake identity.
And unethical that everyone gets to watch it. And Ren doesn't even know.
Yeah. She didn't sign her rights away. Her dad did.
Yeah. This has got to be so illegal.
Yeah. I would love even see this movie too. It's just a long court case of every Miles paying.
But Dad's a lawyer and he didn't read a contract before he signed it.
Yeah.
He's a fucking idiot.
That's why he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. So Mutai stops and he says, I can't do this. I'm supposed to break up with you. And Miles like, Code Red, get him out. Before Mutai can tell her everything, the other locals come and haul him away. So you can, from her perspective, you could be like, I'm supposed to break up with you because you're shunned or something. Like that's how they can kind of explain it. But yeah, they're hauling him away, and Ren's like, "What's happening? What's happening?" And the chief's there, and Miles is like, "Tell her that it's all Lewis's fault. It's all Lewis's fault." And she's like, "What? What does Lewis have to do with anything?" And they say, "The brother, he told us about the secret meetings, so blame him."
Oh, first off, Mutai, when he's trying to say everything, all he would have to say is, "You're on a TV show."
I mean, he says I'm supposed to break up. Yeah, I guess he would have gotten there.
They're like the way that he's saying everything in here is still so coded
Yeah, it is.
that it's like they wrote this movie with a specific plot point in mind and did not care that none of the in-universe dialogue makes sense
Yeah.
or actions or anything.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
I know, this movie
This
isn't
movie,
that good. And Courtney was like, "Wait, you don't like that movie?" I'm like, "Have you watched it lately?" It's not that good. Twitty is disguised as an actor and pigs out on food backstage. And then he sneaks around and he sees on the monitors and the camera footage, and he sees that Ren is hunting Lewis, and Lewis is hunting a squirrel. And not Lewis, and Miles says, "This is gonna be sweet." And Tweety's like, "I'll show you sweet." And he unplugs a whole bunch of wires, and the whole show feed goes dead.
yeah, like every camera connection is dead now.
Everyone in the diner is pissed.
Yeah, now they're playing this like Easter egg decorating.
Yeah, and the coach gets into it eventually. Yeah. Producer assistant people come and tell Miles that Twitty's missing, so they start looking for him. But Tweety's hiding in plain sight in his costume with all the wires just in his hand.
Yeah, he could have easily. I guess he wants to keep the wires so they can't use them.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you can't just leave them there.
Yeah.
And also one guy in the background you hear goes like, "Where's my costume?" Because Tweety just took it.
Stole it.
Yeah. Mom tries to catch some fish with like a stick, kind of like spear him. It doesn't work though. And she bumps into Dad, who's doing the same thing. They go like back to back, bump into each other because they're stupid. I don't know if you know this. And they go, "Truce. All right, guess we're good now." Meanwhile, Donnie is being chased by a squirrel and runs into Tawny.
And Tawny's there, and if you remember, she got hit in the head with a coconut, so she doesn't remember.
Her memory is completely wiped for the coconut.
Yeah.
He's like, "Not again. You're not cutting class, right?" And she's like, "I don't know. I hit my head. I don't know how I got here." And Donnie's like, "Okay, well, you're coming with me so that they believe me."
Grabs her arm and says, I'm not leaving you. You're coming with me."
Yeah. Back to the parents. Dad is like, "Guess I'm just overly sensitive about this job thing." And the mom's like, "We're literally starving on an island. That could also have something to do with it."
Again, this production is so dumb because they allow Tawny, the individual. How do they not have like a barrier set up around these people on the camp?
No one else on the island. I know they told literally everybody where the island is.
But they don't want them stumbling into the production facility of the island either.
Well, what I'm saying is, how are all these fans not going to the island right now?
I don't know. The movie's dumb.
Because in Truman Show, there were people that would be like, "Truman."
Yeah.
You know? And that would be happening here.
Yeah.
But apparently not.
This movie it had a very, very specific plot it wanted to tell, and it told it badly.
They're like, the island needs to be nearby so that Twitty and Tawny can get there. But I think they should have just stuck onto a military plane because it's really easy to do that, as we learned in Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, that's very true.
I know. Anyway, so Mom's like, "We're starting on an island. That could have something to do with it." And Dad's like, or maybe the mom says it. They're like, "This couldn't have been a worse vacation if someone had planned it."
And oh my god, this is where they're having their holy mother forking shirt balls moment.
It literally goes ding. Like there's a ding noise.
Yeah, it's like the tilt shift reveal of everyone being like, "Oh my god." But like this is so stupid that this is what gets them convinced.
Well, they finally compare their stories. They're like, "So you found a bunch of empty food? Yeah, I also found a bunch of empty food." So Miles made them think the other group ate all the food. Like this falls apart within a day if they compare stories.
And they only didn't compare stories by like sheer luck, really.
Yeah.
I know he was scouting for the perfect family that would never tell each other anything, but even then you set up too many flaws.
they're like, "Do you think Miles knew?" And they're like, "Well, yeah. Every time he tried to help, things got worse." And then Donnie shows up with Tawny. She's like, "I don't know why I'm here. Something to tell Lewis?" And then Beans finds a wire just sticking out in the sand. How have they not noticed this before? And he's like, "I thought this island didn't get cable."
I also kind of like that line.
Yeah, that was cute. And hearing Miles's name brings it all back. They're like, "Miles?" Because I think he said Miles said it didn't get cable. And she's like, "Miles? Oh, he's the host of that TV show. Oh my God, you're on that TV show."
Family fake out.
I thought it was pretty dumb that they did that whole like coconut memory thing.
They could have written it in a different way, but they wanted Donnie to have this moment of like, I'm not being crazy.
I guess.
But I feel like it would have worked just as fine with the overall reveal when he wasn't being crazy to begin with.
Yeah. So Miles freaks out as people struggle to get their show back on the air, and he fires everyone. And we get back to the group. Tawny tells them that they're right off the coast. They're not even far away. Donnie was right about Patrick. And they see a local and they tackle him down, but actually it's Twitty. And he's like, "Guys, I'm really sorry. Do you hate me? You know we're on TV." Oh, and Twitty's like, "Well, right now you're not." Because he unplugged all the wires. So he's
And
like,
they're still trying to figure that out. So.
yeah. So the last thing people saw was Ren trying to kill Lewis. So the family's going to go prank the show right back.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about this for a second.
I think
Everything else we see in the rest of the movie is them executing their prank. We don't get told to the audience that it's a prank, so we don't know what's real, what's not.
we could believe that they never found Ren and Lewis and that that's real, but like actually we know that they're pranking them back.
This part I don't get is how did they contact Uncle Joey's show?
Well, good thing it's literally like really close by. So they can just helicopter over really fast. Yeah, they contact the show. They find a net to catch Well, I'll talk about that when we get there. So they're about to get the show back. Miles rehires everyone. The show comes back on. The cameramen don't know where the kids are. Where are they? Oh, there they are. And Ren is sharpening a stick. And she goes feral. She was like, "Ah!" And Lewis is looking for the squirrel, and then Ren finds him. And she's like, "You ruined my life. I really liked Mutai." So Lewis starts to run, and she's like, "You can run, but you can't hide." And she chases him and starts jabbing him with a stick. And the camera guy is like, "What if she hurts him? We're responsible for these people." And Miles is like, "She won't." And then Ren goes, "I'm gonna hurt you."
It brings a good responsibility within your Miles. The only time he's ever like, maybe this is wrong, when he realizes the show can go off air if she kills Lewis.
Yeah, and you could get sued big time for that.
Yeah, he doesn't feel guilt, I don't think, because of the situation.
Like, bruh, didn't you read Lord of the Flies? They're gonna kill each other.
Yeah.
So they get to a cliff by the beach, and Miles rolls up and is like, "Guys, the tribe forgives you." But Red is like, still has Lewis on the edge of the cliff with her spear, and she's not backing down. And everyone else comes up and sees that Red's about to kill Lewis. And Miles is like, guys, you're on a TV show. It's not real." Like, he just immediately folds, which I feel like is not the way to get Lewis and Ren off this cliff at all.
Well, Lewis is one step away from death.
Yeah, I don't think saying this is a TV show is actually going to work, even though it's the truth. Ren goes, "Nice try. We're miles away from anyone. If Lewis dies, no one would know." And they're like, "We know. We would know." I think Lewis says, "I would know." They try to convince Ren to stop, but she says, "No, I can't take it anymore." And she shoves Ren off a cliff.
She shoves Lewis off.
Oh, sorry. So she shoves Lewis off the cliff, and Miles goes, "No!" And they all act so distraught. But then they laugh, and Uncle Joey, aka Lance, comes up in the helicopter and says, "Gotcha, on your own show."
Haha, this was all a prank on Family Fake. Yeah, a way this movie could have been solved, I would have been okay with basically everything in this movie, is if the entire setup from the very beginning, from like moment one,
was
a prank on the Family Fake Out show.
That would have been awesome.
Like, that where everything in here, the whole prank was on Miles, who's a dick, and we can see being a dick,
Yeah.
like thinking he's actually killing some people.
They literally go through this whole thing where they're like, let us explain how we did this. A couple hours ago,
Yeah.
the show went offline. And so we told Lewis and Ren about it, and they decided to fake pretend to kill each other. But we caught Lewis in a net, which, by the way, was just Twitty and Tawny holding a net.
Super dangerous.
He would have
He
died.
would have died.
And then they like caught him on a helicopter.
Yeah, which is also very dangerous to have him just dangle from a helicopter.
How did they not hear the helicopter
Yeah,
before?
people in cinema forget that helicopters are fucking loud.
They're fucking loud. And they're like, haha, Miles, your career is over. When we were watching this last night, I was like, oh, so they're going to say, haha, we pranked you and pretend like they knew the whole time. And that way, it saves them from any kind of embarrassment in the public because they can say, we were all faking that. That stuff about my job, I was faking that. But no, they say, we found out a couple hours ago, and so we put this together. I'm like, that doesn't solve your problem at all. Everyone still saw everything else that you did before. Like, if they were smart, they would have pretended that it was a prank the whole time. Or if the writers were cool, like you're saying, they would have written it into the movie
Like,
that was
I'm
prank the whole
fine
time.
with basically if there was a last minute twist in this movie where it was Witty like realizes the graveness of the situation right as like the vacation starting. Or even like is able to tell someone on the island about it.
Or maybe like Lance caught wind that Miles is making this show.
Was able to contact out and say, like, hey, I've been in talks with Twitty from the beginning. We knew where the production was going with all of this stuff. We always had our own people on here making sure it was a safe situation and that they were going to be fine.
There's actually a huge prank on Miles.
Yes.
Yeah.
He thought he was running a show. You all thought he was running a show, but it was actually our show the whole time.
Yeah, but that wouldn't really feel like an Even Stevens like plot probably because it's like, and we were in on it the whole time.
I'm not an Even Stevens fan. I'm saying the movie I want.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the easiest way to fix this is just have it be basically the whole time they were in on it.
Yeah. I don't know. I hate it. They spend so long just being like, and this is how we did it, and just talk at the camera.
The way that they did it was just they talked for like an hour.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna cut back to them doing it because that's what it seemed like. But it's like we're just gonna explain live with our words how it happened. Like it was dumb. I feel like they needed to fill in a couple more minutes of the movie. This scene like dragged. Okay, later, Ren is sitting on the beach. Lewis tells her the plane is ready. You ready to go? And she's like, yeah. Sorry for blaming you for everything. And he's like, I'm your bro. I love messing with you, but I would never hurt you.
Yeah, because he has actual ethics.
Wait, hey, we made a good team, right? Yeah, awesome. And Ren's like, that was probably the highlight of my summer. And Lewis is like, well, it's not over yet. Maybe you can meet a nice guy. And she's like, I don't have much luck in that department. Well, what about Jason? Who? Jason. Oh, that's the name of Mutai's actor. His name's actually Jason. And then he comes, and Lewis is like, he's a nice guy. Handle your business. Later, and then he just like tumbles backwards over the ledge.
There's a fun little bit of physical comedy within there. He's just like, bye, and he literally just rolls backward off screen.
Yeah, it was cute. Jason apologizes for everything. Ren's like, it's okay, you're an actor. You're just doing your job. And you tried to warn me. And he's like, I wasn't acting. I really care about you.
Shut the fuck up. I mean, you can care about her, but like, you were acting.
Yeah. He's like, can I see you again? And she kisses him and says, consider that a yes.
Okay.
At the plane, Ren thanks Lewis. This time, he didn't ruin things so bad, so they hug. All right, let's go. But where's mom and dad? I don't know why they're like, where's mom and dad? And they show up like a minute later. But yeah, they also forgive Twitty, but he has to sit next to Beans, who's gonna fart.
Beans is such a farter.
Lewis asks Tawny if she wants to sit next to Papa. So I guess that's that conclusion for that kind of love plot, not really. And then mom and dad show up and admire the island, and they smooch. And then the seaplane takes off. And then we get Beans saying, like, kind of narrating, like a paper he wrote, or maybe it's a book. He's like, how we spent the summer. It's unclear what it's supposed to be. Donnie went to college, where he excelled in football, baseball, and philosophy. Haha, just kidding about the philosophy
He's still
part.
an idiot.
He's
Don't
an
worry.
idiot. Dad got a new job.
It's back to bringing home the bacon.
Lewis got back in his chair.
And like Tawny was sitting in it too.
Yeah. Ren and Mutai, aka Jason, became inseparable. Yuck, they kissed again. As for me, I spent lots of time with my favorite family. And they're at the dinner table, and Beans just appears. He
They
just
have a
pops up.
plate set up for him that no one else is taking.
That's a good point. Why did they set up an extra plate? He scares them, and they all start fighting about who invited Beans. Like, it was your fault he's here. They love yelling at each other for why Beans is around, but just kind of accept that Beans is around.
Which is a fine dynamic.
I guess. And then the movie ends, and you think it's the end of the movie, but then Ren comes back.
That's Kelsey's favorite part of the movie.
Dream vacation. They have like kind of a music video film of Chrissy Carlson Romano singing this stupid song, and they're in
the Forbidden Chamber room of the throne. They have like Adrian Trout playing the guitar.
And like Shia LaBeouf's playing the drums, and like all the kids are playing different instruments.
And it's the most mediocre song you've ever heard in your life.
Dream vacation. And it like montages through the movie, but like bloopers kind of through the movie. Or them singing the song on the sets.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it ends with this little music video. And that's the end of the whole show. And this movie. That's the Even Stevens movie.
The more we talked about it, the more I'm like, this is actually quite chill.
I really didn't enjoy watching it.
Even after watching, like, seeing it with this one, I think, like, talking it on the podcast made me drop, like, a whole tier of my opinion.
Yeah. What's crazy about this one, the final Jake House ranking is 63. You ranked it 63, and I ranked it 63. This movie is 63.
Except, no, it's actually worse. It's going to go down our list.
Yeah, where did I have it? I had it in C tier. I think now I'd put it in D tier.
Yeah, I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Like, it's probably not F tier. Because there's like, it's not the worst.
It's got some stuff within it. It's got a plot that's interesting to discuss it, and it's never boring like a lot of the worst movies are. But it is like unethical, and I'm okay watching unethical stuff that's not actually happening.
Yeah.
Unethical fiction's fun.
Yeah.
I just am annoyed by this unethical fiction.
Yeah. I don't know. I just watch it and I get just kind of mad because I'm like, this movie could be better.
It could be better. There's a better movie really close to this movie.
Yeah. And that's what's always the most frustrating thing about DCOMs is like...
Sometimes they're so close to getting it.
Sometimes they're so close. I'm like, you could have had something here and you fumbled the bag.
And there's just enough movies that actually get it right. Like Teen Beach Movie actually gets it right.
Yes.
It stumbled through everything. It gets it perfectly right within here.
Yeah.
How that's crazy. There's so many ways for that movie to be bad. But there's so many ways for this movie to be good, and it's not.
And it's not. And maybe if we watched the show, we would like it more.
Maybe.
But also, I feel like we wouldn't really like Even Stevens as a show, based on what I've seen from the movie. But I would have thought the same thing about Sweet Life. The thing is, Sweet Life on Deck was significantly a worse show than Sweet Life with Zach and Cody. So, like, I don't know. Maybe it's also just the thing with Sweet Life on Deck where it's like when a show has gone on for this long and you try and end it, it's like all the characters are flanderized and it's just not very good anymore. Like, I don't know if that's what's happening with Even Stevens, but I know that I didn't really like this movie. Sorry, Courtney. Maybe try watching it again. Tell me how you feel about it as an adult. So yeah, that's Even Stevens movie. If you have any thoughts, you can email us at thecomdo@gmail.com. Otherwise, it's time to spin the wheel and figure out what movie we're watching next.
Yeah. My guess is going to be Kim Possible movie, So the Drama.
Ooh, another Chrissy Carlson Romano.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get a sequel in here. Let's do Jumping Ship. That's my prediction.
Yes, the sequel. That's the only one that's like not very nominatively a sequel.
Yeah. All right. Spinning the wheel.
Spin, spin, spin. Holy shit, we're actually doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it. Oh my goodness gracious. A good movie?
Oh
We
boy.
have those left still? We do. It's time to talk about Smart House, baby.
Fuck yeah.
Let's freaking go. Smart
Smart house.
House.
Let's go.
This one's gonna be good. This one's gonna be fun.
All right. Well,
Tune in 2 weeks for us to talk about a house that's pretty smart.
all right. Bye.
Goodbye. Scenes from our next episode.
Tuna Noodle, my
Tune
favorite.
in, my favorite. Jump, jump, the house is jumping.
Yo, LeVar Burton directed this? That's crazy.
Jump, jump, the house is jumping. Oh, look at Ryan Merriman before he was hot.
Man, I wish my walls were all giant TVs that you weren't projecting on. Then I would go watch my own family videos and cry.
And I would pretend I'm at Disneyland.
Ooh, don't worry about your carpet that is a giant overpowered vacuum. It's definitely not dangerous at all.
I was to say, like, don't worry if you spill something. It's just gonna soak into the carpet, and it's definitely not fucking disgusting under there.
Hey, you know, ever since I married your dad, I understand. You don't have to call me the smart house, but I can be your smart mom if you want me to.
Hey guys, this really kind of shows the danger of AI, and maybe we shouldn't live in a house like this, right? Nah, we're gonna live in this house anyway. We just can't give it feelings.
Oh man, I'm really good at winning all these random online petitions, sign up giveaways. I'm really just hacking my way to win this, and I'm facing no repercussions on this.
The dad's like, oh, sick, you got us a new house? Does he sell his old house?
Fuck, I remember.
I feel like they don't say.
I mean, it's a free place. Why not take a look at it?
Why not live there and, like, almost kill your kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a hot new girlfriend while you're at it.
Oh, it's a little sister from Brink.
Oh, sick. It's, what's her name? The actress who plays the house? Isn't she someone?
She's like one of Futurama main voice actresses, I believe. Probably among others.
And the dad in Smart House was in something too that we just talked about.
We just talked about it. Like, it wasn't a DCOM. We were watching
It was something else? Dad from Smart House.
I think it was Cinderella Story.
Yes! Cinderella Story! He's the dad in Cinderella Story. And the dad in Smart House.
Typecast, am I right?
Wow, he like pretended to die in Cinderella Story so he'd go back to his second family, which is Smart House. Both of his wives died. And so he's like, I'll leave this daughter.
He's the dad, not the dad that dies in Cinderella Story. He's the dad of Prince Charming.
Oh, fuck.
He's Chad Michael Murray dad.
Chad Michael Murray, Chad Michael Murray. Fuck! My whole joke is ruined.
Yeah, don't worry. You can cut all this out. I assume you finished by now.
I guess now I will.